The drive was meant to be routine, a quick jaunt across town. But as the afternoon sun dappled through the trees along Old Mill Road, and her hand rested a little too close to the gear shift, I confided in my mother something I hadn't dared utter to anyone. Not Liam, not my father, not even to myself. What unfolded next didn't shatter us. It reshaped us like shifting familiar furniture to reveal the true expanse of the room. If you've ever found truth in the confines of a car where honesty feels less daunting, this tale is for you. Share your own moments in the comments and don't forget to subscribe. I have more stories that whisper what others hold close. She picked me up curbside. No questions about the urgent errand or my terse text. She simply pulled up, leaned over, and the passenger door clicked open. I was unshaven, in my usual worn denim jacket, my nervous armor. She offered no comment, just soft, "Hop in." The radio hummed softly. The scent of vanilla from the air freshener, a relic from when this car was primarily mine, filled the space. Her hand stayed on the wheel, mine clasped in my lap. We merged onto Old Mill Road, a forgotten hardware store, a bustling deli, a weathered banner proclaiming local pride. She stole a glance. I was lost in thought, tugging at my sleeve as if courage could be woven from the fabric. "Remember," she began, her voice gentle, "how you'd synchronize the windshield wipers to your nursery rhymes?" I offered a tight smile. "I also remember you cranking up the music when I went quiet, like the guitar could coax the words out." "I can do that now," she offered, her fingers hovering near the volume. I nudged it back down, my touch reverent, as if in a sacred space. "Mom," I started, then hesitated. My voice retreated like a hallway leading to a locked door. She didn't press. She never does. We passed the turn-off for Willow Creek. A billboard promised a new beginning with a phone number. I didn't dial. I called off the wedding, I murmured. She didn't flinch. Her hand found the hazard lights and she steered into a dusty overlook. The car swayed once, then settled. The silence was thick, not heavy, but expectant. "Okay," she said, her tone as comforting as a slow porch swing. I rubbed my hands together despite the warmth. "I didn't know how to tell you or Dad or anyone. Everyone bought plane tickets, rented tuxedos. But I couldn't commit to a whole life when I've been living a lie about who I am." She remained silent, her gaze unwavering, not pitying, but utterly present. "I don't want to take over the family business," I confessed. "I know everyone assumed I would. It's been the narrative since I was 12. Learn the register, master the inventory, meet customers' eyes. But when I'm there, I feel like I'm wearing someone else's coat. The size is close, but the shoulders just don't fit." She reached across the console, her hand settling over mine, warm and steady. "You just told me your truth," she said. "That's the opposite of disappointment." A breath escaped me, straightening my posture. "There's more," I added. Her hand remained. "I want to teach," I whispered. "I want to work with kids who struggle, who fall behind, and don't understand why. Not as a distant coach, but right there, in the classroom." I met her eyes. They didn't blink. "I keep thinking about Mr. Henderson. He noticed when I didn't turn in anything for a week. He didn't make a scene. He just started with, 'Are you okay?' I want to be that voice." She nodded, a single slow motion. "I've been looking at evening programs. I didn't tell anyone. I felt like I was betraying a life already mapped out for me." She turned fully towards me, her hand still cradling mine. "You're allowed to forge your own path," she said. "Not just follow the one laid out for you." I let out a short, raw laugh. "I was so sure you'd tell me to push through, to do the responsible thing." "You just did," she corrected. "Responsibility isn't clinging to the first draft. Sometimes it's choosing the authentic thing, even if it looks like indecision to others." I truly saw her then. Her blouse had shifted slightly, uncorrected. There was a depth in her eyes, not sorrow, not pride, but pure recognition. I haven't told Dad yet, I admitted. I still talk to him like I'm 15, making myself small to keep the peace. She nodded. I've done that too. I stared out the window. A truck sped past, kicking up gravel. Do you want me there when you talk to him? She asked. I can sit with both of you, or circle the block, or stay home and bake something so the house smells like acceptance. I almost smiled. Maybe all three. We lingered on that gravel turnout longer than I expected. She didn't rush me, didn't check her phone. She simply sat, one hand still covering mine, the other wrapped around the steering wheel as if anchoring the moment. The sun dipped lower, its light now slanting, illuminating the curve of her cheekbone, the line of her neck. Her blouse had slipped again. She didn't adjust it. I noticed the subtle movement of her collarbone with each breath, the slight parting of her lips as if she was about to speak, but chose not to interrupt the silence. I thought you'd be furious, I said. She turned to me, her eyes unblinking. I'm not, she said. I'm relieved. Relieved you're not pretending anymore, that you trust me enough to say it out loud. I looked down. Her hand was still on mine, her thumb slowly tracing the edge of my knuckle. I didn't know how to say it, I whispered. I kept rehearsing, but every version felt like I was apologizing for wanting something different. You don't owe me an apology, she said. You owe yourself a life. I nodded, finding no better words. She leaned back slightly, her hair falling across her shoulder, unbrushed away. I used to think being a mother meant knowing everything, she said. Now I think it means truly listening when you finally speak. I smiled, a small, genuine smile. I'm still scared, I said. Good, she replied. That means it matters. We sat there, a car quiet, the air warm, the world outside moving, but not rapidly. Then she reached for the gear shift, her fingers brushing mine again, not by accident. She didn't pull away. Let's drive, she said. I want to see where this honesty takes us. She eased the car back onto the road, the tires crunching as gravel gave way to pavement. We drove in silence for a while, a silence not empty, but rich with everything left unsaid until now. I watched her, the subtle movements of her hands on the wheel, the gentle shift of her blouse with each turn. I keep thinking about the business, I said. How Dad built it, how you both helped, how I was supposed to inherit it like a family heirloom. She nodded a quiet acknowledgement. But I don't want to sell cars, I continued. I want to teach kids how to read, how to write, how to believe they're worth something. She glanced at me, her eyes soft, her mouth gently curved. You already taught me, she said. I looked at her, truly looked. Her blouse had slipped again, her shoulder bare, catching the fading light. She didn't fix it. I used to think you were perfect, I said. She laughed, a low, wistful sound. I used to think I had to be. We passed the old baseball diamond, its lights off, the bleachers empty. I struck out there once, I recalled. Cried in the car the whole way home. You didn't cry, she corrected. You clenched your fists and stared out the window as if the world had betrayed you. I smiled, remembering. You didn't say anything, I said. I didn't know how to fix it, she replied. So I let you feel it. We drove on, the road curving, the trees leaning in. I don't know how to tell Dad, I admitted. Start with I love you, she said. Then say the rest, I nodded. It felt right. She reached for the volume knob, turning up the music slightly, a gentle guitar, a voice like twilight. Her hand rested near mine. Again close, not quite touching. I moved my fingers just a fraction. She noticed, but didn't withdraw. I'm glad you told me first, she said. Me too. We passed the diner, its faded neon sign still missing a letter. I used to think you were just my mom, I said. She looked at me, her eyes steady. And now I see you, she smiled, soft, melancholic, real. I see you too, she said, her hand reaching out, touching my arm, lingering there. We didn't speak. We didn't need to. The car moved forward, the light softened, and the truth settled between us. In that moment, I felt a weight lift, a sensation I hadn't known in years. Not guilt, not fear, but the profound comfort of being truly seen by someone who had every reason to judge, but chose instead to understand. We arrived back just after sunset. The porch light was already on. She didn't ask if I wanted to come in. She simply unlocked the door and held it open. Inside, the house smelled of rosemary and old wood. A candle flickered in the kitchen, its flame dancing as if listening. I sat at the table. She poured water, no wine this time, just something clear and cool. She placed the glass before me, her fingers brushing mine, lingering. I can sit with you, she offered. Or I can go upstairs. Or I can just be quiet. Stay, I said. She nodded, then pulled out the chair beside me, not across, but right next to me. I took out my phone, staring at the screen. Dad's name still saved as Pops. I didn't press call. Not yet. She reached over, her hand resting on my shoulder, warm and firm. You don't have to be brave, she said. Just honest. I nodded, knowing that was harder. I tapped the screen. The ring echoed, louder than I expected. He picked up on the third ring. Hey, son, he said. Everything okay? I swallowed, my throat tight. I need to tell you something, I said. He paused, then, all right. I'm not taking over the business, I blurted out. I know that's what we planned, what you built for me, but it's not mine. Silence. I want to teach, I continued, finding my voice. I want to work with kids. I've been looking at programs. I didn't tell you because I was scared you'd think I was throwing everything away. More silence. Her hand remained on my shoulder, her thumb moving slowly, not pushing, just anchoring. I'm not angry, he finally said. I'm surprised, but not angry. I exhaled, feeling as though a window had opened. I thought you'd say I was being selfish, I confessed. I might have, he admitted, if you told me last year. But I've been watching you. You've been quieter, not unhappy, just distant. I didn't know how to say it. You just did. I looked at her. She smiled, soft, poignant, real. I still love the business, I said into the phone. I still love you. I just don't want to live your life. I don't want you to, he said. I want you to live yours. I blinked hard, though he couldn't see it. I'll help you pack, he said. If you move, I'll help you study. If you stay, I smiled, genuinely surprised. Thanks, Pops. Thanks for telling me. We hung up. The silence returned, but it was different now, lighter. She squeezed my shoulder, then released it. You did it, she said. I did. She stood, walked to the sink, poured herself a glass of water, her blouse shifting. She didn't adjust it. I watched her, the way her body moved, the steady rhythm of her breathing. I thought he'd yell, I said. He didn't. I thought I'd break. You didn't. She turned, her eyes unblinking. You're allowed to be soft, she said. It doesn't make you weak. I nodded, believing her. She walked back, sat beside me again, her leg brushing mine bare skin to bare skin, still warm. I'm proud of you, she said. I'm proud of me too. She leaned in, her forehead touching mine, her breath warm. We didn't kiss. We didn't speak. We just sat there, her body close, her gaze steady, the air between us thick with everything we weren't supposed to feel. And in that moment, I felt something I hadn't felt in years. Not guilt, not fear, just the profound weight of being known by someone who had every reason not to and chose to. 6 months had passed. I'd moved into a small apartment near campus, 2 rooms, one window that caught the morning light perfectly. Books were stacked everywhere, coffee mugs held pens, a life that finally felt like my own. She texted on a Thursday, "Can I come by?" I made something. "Yes," I replied, as I always did. She arrived with a foil-covered tray and a quiet smile. Her hair was pulled back, her blouse soft, loose at the sleeves. She looked lighter. "I didn't know if you had dinner," she said. I hadn't. She stepped inside, surveying the space, not commenting on the familiar disarray, just observing. "It smells like paper and ambition." I laughed because it did. We ate on the couch. No plates, just forks in the tray between us. She asked about my classes. I told her about the boy who couldn't read the word window, but could describe it perfectly. She listened, truly listened. After dinner, I made tea. She curled her legs beneath her. Her blouse slipped slightly, uncorrected. I sat beside her, close, but not touching. "I'm proud of you," she said. "I'm proud of me, too." She smiled, soft, wistful, real. "I used to worry you'd live a life that didn't fit," she continued. "Now I worry you'll forget how brave you were to change it." "I won't." She reached for my hand, holding it, her thumb brushing the edge of my palm. "I still think about that drive," she said. "So do I." She leaned in, her forehead touching mine, her breath warm. We didn't kiss. We didn't speak. We just sat there, her body close, her gaze steady, the air between us thick with everything we weren't supposed to feel. Later, she stood, walking to the window, looking out. "It's quiet here," she said. "I like quiet." She turned, her blouse shifting. She didn't fix it. "I used to think silence meant something was wrong," she mused. "Now I think it means something is real." I nodded because it was. She walked back, sitting beside me again, her leg brushing mine bare skin to bare skin, still warm. "I don't know what this makes us," she said. "Something honest." She smiled, then reached for her bag. "I should go," she said. "You don't have to." She looked at me, her eyes unblinking. "I know." She stood, walked to the door, paused, then turned. "I'm glad you told me," she said. "I'm glad you stayed." She left, the door clicking softly. The silence returned. But it wasn't empty. It was full of her. And in that moment, I knew we weren't a mistake. We weren't a secret. We were a decision. Not loud, not simple, but profoundly real.